single day.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and we are doing a story on these LPRs here. These are license plate readers. In fact, you can see it flashing light right now because it's reading the plates. And we're going to try to zoom in here. So that is an LPR. As you can see the infrared, and there's a little bitty camera in there. And here's what's more interesting. This is going live. This box up here is streaming this information live. That's got an antenna in there. It's got power in there. And it's streaming this information live to the sheriff's office. And we believe they have it here because down the road is the Black Widow motorcycle shop, and we believe they're illegally running their stuff. Once they get your plate, they can illegally run to see if you owe a ticket, if you owe child support, whatever. And then they'll try to figure out a way to illegally pull you over to enforce that. Also, what they're doing with it too is they're tracking you. They're what time did you go by, etc. You'll also see that they have multiple cameras here. They got one that's pointed this way, and one that's pointed this way down the road. So they're getting you coming in on Flamingo. Let's zoom out here. They're getting you coming down on Flamingo, and they're getting you going down, let me see, that's going to be east on 776. There's also some other cameras that we are wondering about here. They have these new cameras up there by lights. We're going to see if we can zoom in. So that is a new camera there. We are not sure. Is that facial recognition or plate recognition? It could be both. I have not seen this anywhere. They also have one over here. I'm going to see if I can get behind it. But we and the ACLU believe that this is illegal. You have committed no crime, and they are running your shit. So you can see the back of the camera there. Like I said, I still don't know what kind of system this is. I have not seen this before. But that's a pretty hefty camera system. And then there's one down here on this other one. So they're getting you coming and going on 776. They claim that they can legally run your shit without violating any kind of law. I disagree with that. But like I said, again, there it is. Right there. We are trying to figure out what is it. And then I could swear I see a antenna on the back of it. So we've not seen these before. These we have seen, and not good. So the sheriff is basically saying, fuck you, you have no rights, we're going to track you and run your shit all day long. And if we can figure out a way to lie and pull you over, we will do it. It is disgusting. So that is the story for today. We are going to go to Black Widow Harley to let them know that this illegal act is happening. And you'll see the video on what the response is. I will admit that we saw Black Widow Harley down at the Big Boy Toy Show, and they don't give a shit. They think it's great. I say it's not great. It's un-American, unconstitutional. And did you know the sheriff is running your plate with the LPR? Did you know the sheriff is running your plate with the license plate reader on that pole?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. I think he's doing it. I think he's getting everybody that's going to Black Widow Harley. Just because you got a motorcycle, he's running your plate.
He can run it, that's okay.
All right. Well, for people that believe in America and the Constitution, I think it's wrong.
Why are you throwing too? But how do you know they're doing that?
Can I give you my card? I'll show you proof. You email me. I'll show you the proof. That's literally, that's what those two little black boxes do. Okay. Is they run your plate and track you.
Really?
And they say they don't need probable cause. I say that's bullshit. They need probable cause, and they're doing it anyway. So they got one pointed this way.
I see that. Yeah.
One pointed that way, and then there's two new cameras up on those poles. I think those are also LPRs. They call them license plate readers.
Well, why are they tracking? I don't understand.
Because the sheriff doesn't believe in freedom, in my opinion, sadly. The sheriff has an illegal list of gun owners. Do you like guns?
I gotta go.
Okay, see ya.
Thanks.
Do you expect privacy when you're out in the public? You know that any camera can capture your image at any time, but what about when the government does it?
License plate readers have been around for years in the Charlotte area, and there's no question they have helped to solve crimes. But reporter Glenn Counts investigated and found the information they capture involves all of us, not just criminals.
You are being watched. Every time you get behind the wheel of your car, a camera is never far away.
We employ this technology in places that enhance the community safety.
Lieutenant Travis Pardue heads up the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department's Real-Time Crime Center.
We're looking for missing persons, fugitives, stolen tags, stolen cars.
The biggest weapon in this high-tech crime-fighting war, cameras like this one. It's a license plate reader. They're strategically placed all over the city, and yes, they read license plates. When a wanted car is identified, the Real-Time Crime Center gets a signal. It flashes red and tells investigators where that car is.
We're not comfortable with this sort of unfettered access to our personal data.
Mike Mino and the ACLU have some major privacy concerns with readers and the fact that they cast a wide net scanning the tags of everyone who drives by.
Regardless of whether we're suspected of a crime, whether there's any reason for the government to be tracking our location.
So what can you learn from this data? Well, basically, it's a roadmap to your personal life.
Your location can tell a lot about who you are as a person, and it can reveal sensitive data that I think most of us would like to keep private.
So how wide of a net are we talking? The system can read 3,000 tags in an hour. If you multiply that by 24, that's 72,000 tags in a day and 26 million tags in a year. At one time, police agencies could keep that data for as long as they wanted. But in 2015, the legislature changed it, limiting it to 90 days.
The information is purged after 90 days, period, and without fail.
CMPD says that data is not shared with any third parties and access within the department is limited and monitored. Police don't believe there's a privacy trade-off, and they say the system has helped them solve hundreds of crimes, like the arrest of Devontae Everett and James Allen for a series of convenience store robberies.
One day.
Last month, a relative reported Kelly Blake and her 3 children as missing, so her license plate triggered a follow-up by an officer.
He was like, you know, you're considered a missing person. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I was like, I'm not missing or nothing like that.
There's no evidence police in Charlotte have misused this technology, but other states have seen problems, such as data going to third parties like the repo man. Police insist that would never happen here, and it's not like putting a tracking device on a car.
As good as the system is in the city, it doesn't have that capacity to follow a car continuously. It's just not designed that way.
Kelly Blake doesn't need to be convinced. She saw the good up close and personal.
Like if I was truly a missing person, they would have found me like quickly.
That was Glenn Counts reporting. CMPD actually uses a company in Florida called NDI for its license plate reader program. And again, as he mentioned, under the city's contract, the city owns that data, not that company, and sharing with third parties is forbidden.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.